Dictation. This week we're talking about marine life. We are here to practice our English skills. To do this, you are going to practice your listening skills and your writing skills. In this video, I will present an activity to you where you will listen to 5 sentences and try to write them out as best you can in terms of having the correct spelling, punctuation, capitalization, and grammar. This is for low intermediate English speakers. So let's talk a little bit more about daily dictation before we get started. Join me for daily dictation. It takes place from Monday to Friday. There are new sentences each weekday, new topics each week. There are 2 English levels offered, and there are vocabulary lists and practice worksheets available. So how do we do daily dictation? Make sure you have a blank piece of paper and a pencil or a blank document that you can type in. 5 sentences will be read. Each sentence will be read 3 times and 1 more time at the end. You have to write down each sentence as you hear it, the best that you can. So this means that you will use your listening skills and you have to try your best to apply what you know about the correct spelling, punctuation, and capitalization. We do this every day from Monday to Friday, so you have every day to practice something new, and this will really help you improve your listening skills and your writing skills really quickly in English, which is why it's such a good activity. So let's go ahead and get started with it. Here you see numbers 1 through 5. These numbers represent each sentence that will be read. So I'm going to read each sentence 3 times and then 1 more time at the end, starting with sentence number 1. Number 1. The ocean's currents create a good environment for plankton to live. The ocean's currents create a good environment for plankton to live. The ocean's currents create a good environment for plankton to live. Number 2. Scientists study the impact of changing tides on reef systems. Scientists study the impact of changing tides on reef systems. Scientists study the impact of changing tides on reef systems. Number 3. Seaweed is needed to balance the ecosystem. Seaweed is needed to balance the ecosystem. Seaweed is needed to balance the ecosystem. Number 4. Marine biologists monitor coral health in the wildlife reserve. Marine biologists monitor coral health in the wildlife reserve. Marine biologists monitor coral health in the wildlife reserve. Number 5. The coral in the ocean is so colorful. The coral in the ocean is so colorful. The coral in the ocean is so colorful. Now I will read each sentence 1 more time, starting with number 1. The ocean's currents create a good environment for plankton to live. Number 2. Scientists study the impact of changing tides on reef systems. Number 3. Seaweed is needed to balance the ecosystem. Number 4. Marine biologists monitor coral health in the wildlife reserve. Number 5. The coral in the ocean is so colorful. Great job, everyone. Let's get ready to check our answers. Before we do that, if you found that this video was a little bit too fast or difficult, you can listen again and you can adjust the playback speed in the settings to make it a slower speed. If you need to listen to a specific sentence again, just check the description for timestamps, and then you'll be able to click on the time and it will bring you right back to whatever specific sentence you need to listen to, and you can replay it as many times as you need. If you feel like you got everything correct, let's go ahead and check it out. So let's start with number 1. The ocean's currents create a good environment for plankton to live. Number 2. Scientists study the impact of changing tides on reef systems. Number 3. Seaweed is needed to balance the ecosystem. Number 4. Marine biologists monitor coral health in the wildlife reserve. Number 5. The coral in the ocean is so colorful. So, how did we do? Are we doing better after we've seen these words for a few days now? I hope that we're practicing. If there's still some words that you're finding really tricky, keep on reviewing them and keep on practicing. Hopefully, if you have been watching the channel and practicing every week, by now it should be automatic that every sentence starts with a capital letter and ends in a period. Some of the more specific words that we haven't been studying this week, like environment, for example, might have been really tricky. Create is also a tricky word if you're not familiar. Environment can be split up into smaller sections. So you do environment. So E-N-V-I in section 1, R-O-N, section 2, and ment, M-E-N-T in section 3. Make sure that you split it up into sections, and this will help you understand the letter order to spell the word. This is true for all big words. Especially this one is hard because the N in the middle, we can't hear it. Now, seaweed, we have again the compound noun that we have been talking about. Sea is spelled S-E-A because that means ocean, not S-E-E. That is the verb, what you do with your eyes. So that's different. So make sure that you keep on practicing that if you're not too sure about it. You might have noticed today and in some previous videos as well for various different topics, colorful spelled with a U. If you spelt it without a U, that's okay. Spelling it with a U is how I spell it in my country. I'm in Canada. However, if you're in America, then you might have seen it spelt a different way without the U. Either or is correct, however you want. So keep on practicing the best that you can. If you find yourself still needing to get familiar with the words, with the vocabulary, check out the different forms, be familiar and how to use them in your own sentence structures. Good for speaking and good for writing, especially if you plan on taking a proficiency exam or studying this kind of topic in English. It is really good to know and be comfortable with how to use these words and spell these words. Thank you so much for watching. Please continue to try your best. Check the description if you want activities, a vocabulary worksheet with definitions, so you can know how to spell each word and how to use them in sentences, and you can really test yourself in your ability to know what they mean in a reading passage and use them in your own essay as well. So that will all those activities will be accessible in the description in the link. So go ahead and follow that. I hope to see you again next week. Thank you so much for joining today. See you next time. Bye bye.